An accidental hero halted the global spread of the WannaCry ransomware, reportedly by spending a few dollars on registering a domain name hidden in the malware. The ransomware has wreaked havoc on organizations including FedEx and Telefonica, as well as the UK's National Health Service, NHS, where operations were cancelled, X-rays, test results and patient records became unavailable and phones did not work. However, a UK cybersecurity researcher tweeting as @malware-blog, with the help of Darian Haas from security firm Proofpoint, found and activated a kill switch in the malicious software. The switch was hard-coded into the malware in case the creator wanted to stop it spreading. This involved a very long nonsensical domain name that the malware makes a request to, just as if it was looking up any website, and if the request comes back and shows that the domain is live, the kill switch takes effect and the malware stops spreading. "I saw it wasn't registered and thought, I think I'll have that," he is reported as saying. The purchase cost him $10.69. Immediately, the domain name was registering thousands of connections every second. "They get the Accidental Hero Award of the day," said Proofpoint's Ryan Kalmber. "They didn't realize how much it probably slowed down the spread of this ransomware." The time that @malware-blog registered the domain was too late to help Europe and Asia, where many organizations were affected. But it gave people in the US more time to develop immunity to the attack by patching their systems before they were infected, said Kalmber. The kill switch won't help anyone whose computer is already infected with the ransomware, and it's possible that there are other variances of the malware with different kill switches that will continue to spread. The malware was made available online on the 14th of April through a dump by a group called Shadow Brokers, which claimed last year to have stolen a cache of cyber weapons from the National Security Agency, NSA. Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts a user's data, then demands payment in exchange for unlocking the data. This attack was caused by a bug called WannaCrypt 0R2.0 or WannaCry, that exploits a vulnerability in Windows. Microsoft released a patch, a software update that fixes the problem, for the flaw in March, but computers that have not installed the security update remain vulnerable. The ransomware demands users pay $300 worth of cryptocurrency Bitcoin to retrieve their files, though it warns that the payment will be raised after a certain amount of time. Translations of the ransom message in 28 languages are included. The malware spreads through email. "This was eminently predictable in lots of ways," said Ryan Kalmber from cybersecurity firm Proofpoint. "As soon as the Shadow Brokers dump came out, everyone, in the security industry, realized that a lot of people wouldn't be able to install a patch, especially if they used an operating system like Windows XP, which many NHS computers still use, for which there is no patch." Security researchers with Kaspersky Lab have recorded more than 45,000 attacks in 74 countries, including the UK, Russia, Ukraine, India, China, Italy, and Egypt. In Spain, major companies including telecommunications firm Telefonica were infected. By Friday evening, the ransomware had spread to the United States and South America, though Europe and Russia remained the hardest hit, according to security researchers' malware hunter team. The Russian Interior Ministry says about 1,000 computers have been affected. A cybersecurity researcher appears to have discovered a kill switch that can prevent the spread of the WannaCry ransomware, for now, that has caused the cyber attacks wreaking havoc globally, they told AFP Saturday. The researcher, tweeting as @malware-blog, said the discovery was accidental, but that registering a domain name used by the malware stops it from spreading. Essentially they relied on a domain not being registered, and by registering it, we stopped their malware spreading, @malware-blog told AFP in a private message on Twitter. The researcher warned however that people need to update their systems ASAP to avoid attack. "The crisis isn't over. They can always change the code and try again," @malware-blog said. Friday's wave of cyber attacks, which affected dozens of countries, apparently exploited a flaw exposed in documents leaked from the U.S. National Security Agency. The attacks used a technique known as ransomware that locks users' files unless they pay the attackers a designated sum in the virtual currency Bitcoin. Affected by the onslaught were computer networks at hospitals in Britain, Russia's Interior Ministry, the Spanish telecom giant Telefonica and the U.S. delivery firm FedEx and many other organizations. I will confess that I was unaware registering the domain would stop the malware until after I registered it, so initially it was accidental, Malware Tech blog tweeted. Unfortunately, however, computers already affected will not be helped by the solution. So long as the domain isn't revoked, this particular strain will no longer cause harm, but patch your systems ASAP as they will try again. The malware's name is Cry, but analysts were also using variants such as WannaCry. Forcepoint Security Labs said in a Friday statement that the attack had global scope and was affecting networks in Australia, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, and Mexico. In the United States, FedEx acknowledged it had been hit by malware and was implementing remediation steps as quickly as possible. Also badly hit was Britain's National Health Service, which declared a major incident after the attack, which forced some hospitals to divert ambulances and scrap operations. Pictures posted on social media showed screens of NHS computers with images demanding payment of $300, €275, in Bitcoin, saying, "Oh oops, your files have been encrypted." It demands payment in 3 days or the price is doubled, and if none is received in 7 days, the files will be deleted, according to the screen message. A hacking group called Shadow Brokers released the malware in April, claiming to have discovered the flaw from the NSA, according to Kaspersky Lab, a Russian cybersecurity provider. An accidental hero has halted the spread of the WannaCry ransomware that wreaked havoc on various organizations across the globe on Friday, from the UK's National Health Service to European telecoms company Telefonica and FedEx of the US. A cybersecurity researcher tweeting as @malware-blog, with the help of Darian Huss from security firm Proofpoint, found and implemented a kill switch in the malicious software that was based on a cyber weapon stolen from the U.S. National Security Agency to strike organizations across the globe, The Guardian reported. The hard-coded kill switch was in the malware system in case the creator wanted to stop it from spreading. The process involved a very long nonsensical domain name that the malware makes a request to, just as if it was looking up any website, and if the request comes back and shows that the domain is live, the kill switch takes effect and the malware stops spreading, The Guardian reported. The rapid proliferation of the ransomware was stopped by the accidental hero at Malware Tech blog early this morning, Pacific time. They get the Accidental Hero Award of the day, said Proofpoint's Ryan Kilmer. They didn't realize how much it probably slowed down the spread of this ransomware. But much of the damage has been done in Europe and Asia, where many organizations were affected. But US patched up their systems before they were infected. The computers that have been infected by the ransomware will not be corrected, and there is also a possibility that other variances of the malware with different kill switches will continue to spread. Attacks then began being reported across many other countries, including Turkey, Vietnam, the Philippines, Japan, the US, China, Spain, Italy and Taiwan, with the majority of affected computers in Russia. The computers all appeared to be hit with the same ransomware, and similar ransom messages demanding about $300 to unlock their data, the New York Times reports. The malware was circulated by email. Targets were sent an encrypted, compressed file that, once loaded, allowed the ransomware to infiltrate its targets. On the 14th of April, the malware was made available online through a dump by a group called Shadow Brokers, which claimed last year to have stolen a cache of cyber weapons from the National Security Agency.